What up, Tag Nations? It's your
So,
boy, ScooterRay, Yeager Bombastic, representing that tag. And we here to bring you this AEW Dynamite review. But first, watch this video.
T.A.G.
that's tag shit.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want.
Totally meant to say watch the intro, but y'all get the gist. But yeah. So AEW Dynamite. Look here. I'm gonna say this. AEW Dynamite, what they did Wednesday
Yeah.
made you forget everything that happened Monday.
Oh shit, you right.
Made you, and then not only that, but when we get to it, there was some shots taken about Monday as well.
Raw after Mania, who?
But we opened up the show. Hold on one second.
Alright. So, welcome to the side piece known as Yeager ASMR. Considering maybe doing some kind of gaming where I try to keep my cool as long as possible before I rage at the game. Now, we need some rage-worthy games to play. So if you have any ideas about trying to get me to blow my cool, comments.
Well, I brought the comments of what y'all want Yeager to rage at. Yeager rage tastic.
Rage-tastic.
But we start off absolute Ricky Starks, Juice Robinson, finally having their one-on-one match. And did the bell even ring?
No.
Yeah.
This was... Yeah, go ahead. Hit it.
Because in comes Switchblade, and it was like, oh, shit.
Like,
Switchblade Jay Wright shows up. Like he been on the roster.
Now, I'm not going to lie. It was a little sloppily done as far as coordination between Switchblade and Juice.
It was.
But that's one hell of a way to confirm that Jay White is all elite.
Right? Because that's the first thing I thought. Because like it was funny because when we was doing the WrestleMania weekend recap and we was talking about Switchblade and everything, and I was like, well, now we see why the talks went cold.
Yeah, I don't believe for a second that WWE went cold.
No, I think Switchblade just made up his mind.
Oh yeah. Especially after maybe watching Mania, or especially after watching the Raw after Mania, he's probably looking back, going like, "Yeah, I made the right choice."
Yeah, I made the right choice. But yeah, unfortunately, Stark suffered a 2-on-1 beatdown.
I mean, at least he didn't even get it as an L.
True. That is true. Now,
but I was wondering for a minute when Juice was gonna really like bring up the Bullet Club or acknowledge Bullet Club better. And I mean, it looks like Bullet Club just walked right into AEW.
I wonder is it gonna lead to? I wonder how much members is gonna lead to possibly showing up.
I mean, isn't damn it, I forgot his name. White dude, long hair, that's still over there in Japan. Chase Owens?
Yeah.
The new leader, or like the guy that kicked out Jay White, at least. I don't know if he's the new leader.
And that's what I was thinking. I was like, I could have sworn Jay White was kicked out. So,
I mean, it looks like he was kicked out of Japan Bullet Club.
Well, that is true because we still got Ace Austin and Chris Bay.
Yeah,
also in America.
Looks like they could be going back and forth between Impact and AEW.
They could. So
or shit, just take them all to Ring of Honor. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, but Jay White's too big to actually like go anywhere besides AEW, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can agree. And my only downside to this is, where does this leave Starks in all of this? Because Starks is one man, and I don't see how this storyline benefits Starks personally.
Yeah, no, it sure as hell doesn't. Sorry, dropped the phone. No, it sure as hell don't. But it looks like that he might find somebody to tag with. and
Possibly.
and we'll see where that leads them. But my main question now is, what the fuck is AEW going to do with all this star power? It's a question that we keep asking, but
I
shit, we
mean,
need answers. I need another show. That's that's honestly what they need. They need to either make Rampage another hour longer, or they need to get a
you
third
know
show
what?
on the TV.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point, they need to go ahead and make Rampage 2 hours.
Yeah.
At this point, like, I don't mind going back to wrestling of old where I was flipping between channels. So if Rampage decides to come on at 8 and SmackDown comes on at 7, I don't mind flipping between SmackDown and AEW.
Right.
Because at this point, like you said, with all the star power and talent, it's about time they either Rampage needs to become 2 hours, or they need to do some serious rebranding with Dark.
Yeah. 100%.
So,
like
but
I understand the purpose of Dark and Elevation is to just like honestly bring up your talent's win-loss record, like,
but it's
and
gonna have
then
to
honestly
change.
to showcase the newer talent as well. But yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna have to change. It's gonna have to switch up because they bringing in some firepower.
yeah,
But
like almost too much in my opinion. But
at this point, with the next segment, we get Jericho in the back. I didn't get a chance to hear much what Jericho had to say. All I know is eventually it led to Keith Lee getting in his face. So,
yeah, I mean, he was pretty much saying Adam Cole, like, yeah, he got his W, but and then he got his girl, and he got the celebration, and the streamers, and all that shit, and like Jericho is essentially saying you're just straight up disrespecting Daniel Garcia by like lingering in the stage and not really getting out of there, not shaking his hand at the very least or something.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so now Jericho wants a little feud with Cole, baby.
And just Keith Lee just came and was just like,
yeah, he was like, yeah, no. So Jericho, I mean, Keith Lee was like, you just talked about respect when you've been one of the most disrespectful people through your career. Maybe I need to humble you in that area.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
And then we get our first real match of the night. We get a trios tag title match. We get the House of Black versus Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. There was times in this match that I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute now, are they planning on doing a title switch?
Yeah.
Because they was letting the Best Friends and Orange Cassidy get some licks in, and I was like, wait.
Yeah. They definitely made it close for damn sure. Like I was actually, I was like, man, this is gonna be a good match, but it's gonna be a loss. So I did what I usually do whenever I know the outcome, is like start tuning into the phone.
Exactly. But then there was times I was looking up, and I was like, wait a minute, they getting a lot of offense in.
Oh yeah, I had to run them back a couple of times. Like, wait, what was this spot? What is freaking Excalibur freaking out about?
Exactly. But House of Black got the dub, and we'll see what happens from there. The next segment, Christian Cage was in the back. He had a red room, and out comes the room is I guess more rebranded, badass looking Luchasaurus.
Yo, he did look badass though.
Now I will say this. He looks badass, and if y'all been tuning in with us for a little bit, y'all know how I felt about Luchasaurus. If this is the rebranded monster, I'm just going in and beating ass, I'm here for it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with when you say beating. It almost sound like you said eating.
True. But I mean, he is a dinosaur. But
yeah.
But if he's going in still doing the kicks and all that other stuff, it's like, all right, fam, I'm all right. Y'all got it.
Hey, he is a judo master. No,
I just need for him to go in, murder his opponents, and then
yeah, no arguments there.
Yeah. Next up, AEW Women's Championship match: Jamie Hayter versus Riho.
Now This one, I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was gonna end up in a title switch at one point.
At one point, it did look like it because we know how high the company is on Riho too. But for the people who watch quick tags, y'all know how I feel. This didn't truly, to me, feel like a title change moment.
Oh, I didn't
And
feel like it.
so never did I truly think Riho was going to win. But hey, we've been surprised before. But Jamie Hayter gets the dub. I mean, it was a pretty solid match. To me, it's really so hard to watch Riho matches when she's going against opponents so much bigger than her.
Yeah, like it's a
Because
more
it's like,
believable match with like Hikaru Shida.
yeah, because with her being billed at 98 pounds, and a woman like Hayter, to quote the great JR, a woman like Hayter is thick, and
I forget JR
and
says shit like that.
and Hayter being so much bigger, taller and muscular and everything, and it's like
And you know what? Just go ahead and say it. Thicker.
thicker, it doesn't look believable when Rio get her offense in. Like it's just like, Hayter, if you don't just clothesline this woman and go on about your business.
For real.
But pretty
No,
solid
man,
match.
it's the heart, it's the drive that
I
Rio
get
had.
all of that. I get all of that. But but Hayter gets the W. They shake hands, show sportsmanship. Boom. And then we get the Outcast. They were back there basically hating. Let's just say
always.
what it was. The Outcast was back there hating, basically saying at some point one of us three is gonna get that belt off a Hayter. Renee Paquette was kind of stirring the pot, but which one of you three? And they was like,
Yeah, there's only one belt. I mean, which one
and
are
they
y'all
was
gonna
like,
take?
we'll worry about that when we cross that bridge. Shut up, Renee.
Yeah.
This segment I thought was very cheesy because we're supposed to get the Acclaim's answer to the JAS, and I don't see why this happened because literally the Acclaim came out and the raps were about the JAS.
Mm-hmm.
Then later on in the show, they announced Daddy Magic and Cool Hands will be teaming up with the Acclaim on Rampage. And I was like,
yeah, it's silly, I know. Yeah.
But I guess they did that to give Caster his, hometown welcome.
Yeah. No, it was that definitely confusing to see the promo for the other match or for the match with 2.0.
Yeah.
But solid rap. Solid rap though.
Yeah, solid rap. It's just, confusing of how that was supposed to play out, And then 2.0 was trying to do the scissor, and they was like, no. You gotta leave the scissor into the
Billy Gunn
professional.
was like, no, hell no.
You gotta leave it to the professional.
Yeah. And then they get the biggest pop for a scissor.
Now, this next segment, if the first half was cut out, I would have been completely fine.
Yeah, that took way too much TV time.
MJF getting the key to the city. Well, first he opens up with a little musical number. Then the mayor or whatever he was to Long Island gives MJF the key.
Mm-hmm.
Then MJF, cuts his promo, says his thing. Then he goes for an encore, and one of the guys,
certain disguise, just somebody is over here.
Yeah, he starts to play the symbol early, and come to find out, it's Jungle Man, aka the Leather Gripper.
Indeed, the Leather Gripper.
Jungle Man starts to attack MJF, and they get into a whole little scuffle.
Wait, don't forget when MJF goes down, insulting them one by one.
True. Now,
said Jungle Man. Said Jungle Man had a chick with a lazy eye.
Yes.
I was like, yo, I never noticed that, but now I'm gonna try and pay attention to it.
Right. Like, damn you, MJF. And in the process of that scuffle, one of the three pillars, Guevara, he comes out and about to get ready to have his match. He picks up the belt, puts it in Jungle Boy's face, puts it in MJF's face, and kind of shoves the belt into Max and gets ready for his match. And we move on to Sammy Guevara versus Commander with Darby Allin watching from the rafters. I don't know much about Commander.
Me either.
But his aerial ability is very amazing.
His rope work is ridiculous.
But overall, I don't find him interesting.
Yeah,
I don't
apparently
find him interesting other than his rope work and aerial ability.
Apparently he faced El Vikingo at some point.
Yeah. At that Ring of Honor pay-per-view last week. But pretty solid match. Once again, we knew who was going to win because they're trying to prove a point. So Guevara, he hits the DTH, gets the dub, and he gets on the mic. Now, the problem was Guevara had a pretty good promo. It came from him. Since he's technically not a likable person also at the moment, it was like...
It was on deaf ears for sure in New York.
Yes, it was definitely on deaf ears. Because, I mean, you're cutting a promo about MJF in his hometown. The only people who's paying attention to your promo is us at home.
Yeah.
Because nobody in the audience is caring what you have to say.
I mean,
but,
to a similar extent, it's the same when like MJF goes into somebody else's hometown.
True. But at least MJF gets that riled up of the crowd booing and stuff. Yeah. It was like Guevara, it was noise in there, but
there wasn't even not even a shut the fuck up chant or anything.
It was nothing. Like it was just, Guevara talking. And like he made some points saying that, all the other pillars, they built their legacy in the company. You rode the coattails of others. You basically, in a sense, cheated in order for you to become a pillar and this and the third. Like I said, the promo wasn't bad. It was just who it came from. Yeah. Like, if that promo would have came from Darby or from Jack Perry, it would have came off a lot better.
I agree.
It would have came off a lot better. So
it's like he had a line, but he right.
Exactly. So do you think at Double or Nothing is going to be a fatal 4-way?
I see the potential for it to be. Like the only reason I don't see it happening is if one of them if they do like some kind of an eliminator.
Well, the only reason why I don't see it because him and Jack are the ones been fighting each other.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I was thinking
that is true. So maybe they are letting Jack take the first shot.
Maybe so.
And then maybe it'll end up with either Darby or Sammy as the final contestant. I'd rather it be Darby over Sammy, but hey, if it's Sammy, then that means he's proved something,
If I had to choose the next world champion, I would rather it be Darby. At this point, I would rather Darby be the one to dethrone Max. So I can definitely agree.
That or Max retains through them all, and then CM Punk comes back and then takes it off Max like they planned.
But at this point, too, I don't even know if I want that.
I don't
know if I want that.
I don't care to see Phil come back. Plain and simple.
Even if he feels like he has to come back to get his match, but I'm like you. At this point, Phil can go ahead and just retire.
Yeah, stay retired, my guy. Or go back to UFC or whatever the fuck you were trying to do.
Yeah, at this point. So I don't really care. The next match for the FTW Championship, we had All Ego Ethan Page versus Hook. I mean, it was a typical Hook match.
Yeah.
The only caveat to it was Matt Hardy clearly helped out Ethan Page. I mean, he clearly helped out Hook. I mean,
yeah.
Ethan Page was trying to get the FTW Championship. Matt Hardy hit Ethan Page with the championship. And, Hook hit Red Rum. All Ego's out. He tells Cassidy to come on. And him and Cassidy dap up Hook. And it was like, well, what's happening with the firm right now? And then we see Hook and All Ego is going to fight again on Rampage. And it was
I don't get that.
what? I was like, wait, what is happening? So,
yeah, I don't get it either.
But yeah, Hook retains the FTW championship. The next segment, uh, Tony Khan. First, they
That.
throw it to Nigel McGuinness, and Nigel McGuinness, who's newly signed with AEW, he's back there with Tony Khan to announce the new, to announce his announcement. And Yeager, I'm gonna let you take away this announcement because you was there.
I mean, I was there. I was watching. So turns out this major announcement, aside from Jay White, is actually yeah, like you got two major announcements here, but they're gonna have, what was it? They're gonna have, so the first ever show that got AEW rolling was the one in Chicago called All In, largest independent wrestling show. I mean, I know you know this, Scoot. I've said it a couple of times, but
Yeah, but again, like I said, I know you were there.
oh yeah. So All In, largest independent wrestling show ever done ever, sold out. I can't remember what it was called at the time. It's changed since, but sold out their
I forgot what
stadium
the
with
arena was called.
like 12,000 strong.
Wasn't
Sold
it
it out.
Allstate?
Huh?
Wasn't it Allstate Arena?
It might have
Like
been.
Sears?
So I think it was a Sears Arena. Not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
I think it was Sears then. Yeah.
But so with that first All In the books and what it started from there, they're gonna try and apparently do an annual All In with the first location being London, England, at Wembley Stadium, which is apparently the most popular, largest, well, soccer if you're from here, but football stadium in London. That's pretty fucking big, considering they're going to try and like legitimately sell everything, obviously.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, hey, Tony, you've had some lackluster major announcements, but this is a pretty big deal, man.
Yes. And then for some reason, Tony Khan pretty much made the announcement, but still brings out Adam Cole.
Oh yeah, he was announcing Adam Cole as what, the ambassador for it or something.
Something like that, basically saying that, I guess since Cole was a part of it, but it's pretty up. Did Tony Khan mention Cody Rhodes?
He did say Cody Rhodes by name.
Okay, so he did say Cody. Okay.
Yeah. I was a little surprised by that, to be honest. Okay. But I mean, I guess both companies can use his name now since he's been employed by both.
That is true. So yeah, we're getting AEW All In July. I think they said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, if you keep it up, June and July is going to be pretty busy for AEW. So it seems like they might be getting ready to increase their pay-per-views, I guess. So
yeah, you'd love to see it. And then they already announced a new Forbidden Door as well, right?
Yeah, they announced Forbidden Door because it's going to be in Canada.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're trying to go everywhere.
Yeah, they trying to get it in. And then arguably my favorite part of the whole night was next. We had the Blackpool Comeback Club, or what Taz nicknamed them, the Barbarian Comeback Club, versus some three dudes. This is three dudes. Those three dudes got stomped.
Yeah, and I don't know who the fuck they were, but
I don't know if they said their names, but they got stomped out. Then we proceed to get Bryan Danielson to get on the mic and was going in. Look here.
Yeah.
On the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas, where I'm a member, I said one of the reasons why I would never want Freddy Krueger to kill me, because I don't want you talking shit to me while you about to kill me. Bryan Danielson was actively talking shit about these dudes while they were getting stomped at.
Yeah. Amateurs.
He was calling them amateurs, which was the new fickle. He's shouting amateurs at these guys. Claudio stomping one out. Moxley stomping them out. Wheeler stomping them out. And you steady being called an amateur and just saying just wild stuff. Then he was saying, you know what? The whole AEW locker room ain't nothing but a bunch of amateurs. because we're the only wrestlers here. So Hangman's music hit. And I'm thinking to myself, no, Hangman, you ain't possibly going to be going in there by yourself. What Hangman do? Go in there by himself
Went right ahead and went in by himself.
and gets stomped out. And then Danielson then gets back on the mic and was like, see, from my time away, I was showing my kids that when something is broken down, you gotta fix it up. Proceeds to pull out a Phillips screwdriver and was like, see, in AEW, we gotta fix it. And starts to just, whatever he was digging that screwdriver into Hangman's face.
Ooh, but the amateur chanting as he's about to line that up.
He's screaming amateur while he's doing it. Then, after he does whatever to Hangman, gets back on the mic. Danielson was just on fire. Danielson says, you know what? I'm starting to see now. We are the only wrestlers here tonight. And furthermore, from what I've been seeing all week, we're the only real wrestlers in this damn profession. I was like, bar.
I was just like, ooh, he went there.
He went there. He went there. But yes, the BCC is on a rampage. No pun intended. They are just running. See, this is
All
the
the
shit
rough
I
shot.
see. This is the shit I love. And y'all know my long-standing weirdness with Moxley. This right here from Mox, I'm all for it. All for it. All for it.
It looks like
here.
It does look like Danielson's kind of taking the more leadership position in there.
You could tell, because you could tell that Danielson he has that voice and he has that tone and diction. Because if you just being shout amateur the whole time, you're like, fam, I'm sorry. Like, why are you shouting at us?
It's like, all right, damn, you said it 8 times.
I'm like, okay, I'm an amateur. Shit, I'm sorry.
Like, shit, don't hit me with that screwdriver, man.
Right?
Shit.
And then we get our main event of the night. AEW World Tag Team Championships versus careers. We get the champs, the Guns, versus FTR. And I'm just telling you, the Guns coming out to 50 cents many men, I was here for it. I was here for it.
It's a dope-ass entrance.
It was. Now, this match pissed me off.
Why?
Clearly, the Guns would have got disqualified in any other manner.
Twice.
And what we're talking about was if FTR failed to regain the titles, they will be released from AEW. The first time, Austin pulls the ref smooth out the ring.
Yeah.
The ref just looks at him like,
what the hell are you doing?
And they're like, okay, ring the bell for disqualification. And then they looking like, are you gonna ring the bell? And then
I can't remember that ref's name.
Not the ref, not Dax, Cash.
Oh, Cash.
Cash looks at the ref like, no, don't ring the bell.
Yeah.
Okay. Later on in the match, clear. The most blatant of low blows you can get.
Ref had the front seat view.
The most blatant of low blows you could get. And they just knew, well, disqualified. The ref looks. Nah, man. What you mean?
No. Wasn't he about to ring it? And then, no, I thought that was when Cash did the stop.
No, wait, was it? No, it was when Cash, you're right. He was about to ring the bell in, and that's when Cash did the stop.
I think the first time when he yanked him, he was like, nah, man, I'm not going to call you a DQ, but cut the shit out, essentially.
You're right. It was the low blow.
Yeah.
When Cash stopped the ref from the DQ. And then I hated the fact that the match ended in a double roll-up that the ref was slow to count on. And FTR are your new tag team champs. Now, I have nothing wrong. I have professed my love for FTR. I just didn't like that match.
That's fair.
Yeah, I just didn't like the match.
I didn't like the ending for sure.
Yeah, no, that ended no.
It may be the fact that I had like watched New Japan for about a year plus, and so I got kind of used to seeing how there's matches where it's literally up to the ref's discretion. Like shit, in some of these performance centers that they're in Japan, they're
Mhm.
all up and down the rafters. Like, cause some of
Yeah,
these look like they're in like some kind of community gyms or something. And they're
yeah.
like going up and like up the aisles and shit, like beating each other.
And the ref
And
was just like,
mhm.
they'll make it back at some point.
Depending on the ref, yeah, you got red shoes, but then you also have fuck, I forgot his other name. But he's the one. The other one is the one that's more lax with the rules. So it's like, all
Yeah.
right, you can fight it out there, but like when I start counting, you get your asses back. Or it's like they'll use the barricade on each other, or even a chair, and then
Yeah,
the ref is still like, yeah, just continue.
yeah. Whenever y'all get back here, we'll
Yeah.
we'll continue the match. I'm just where y'all at? Oh. But yeah, so
so yeah, seeing that, I was like, all right, cool. We're gonna add some ref discretion to some disqualifications. Like, I like that it was just so visibly blatant. That way, you could excuse the ref for being like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not letting you like
and
ruin
see,
these guys' career.
and that was the thing. I would have been more okay with it had it been something done before. But like
That's
you
fair.
said, since it was that whole, well, if FTR lose, their career is over with, that's when the rules became lax. So that was my issue. If it was something that AEW did before, then I
Yeah.
could be like, oh, okay. But for clear, the most blatant of low blows to happen while the ref is sitting there staring at you, and it was just like, well, because remember he thought about it too. He was like, well,
He was about to do it too. He's like, you know what? That was like a hell of a low blow right in my face. All right, let me and then cash like nah.
it cashed out. But yeah, like I said, they got the belts back. And like I said, I'm not upset at FTR beating the Guns. It was just how. And then even then too, and this is that weird thing that we talk about what AEW does. When you put these type of rules and type of stipulations to it, you're like, okay, I don't see FTR losing. Like, yeah, Cody, when he put that stipulation, it was like, okay, boom. But then when the Bucks had put that stipulation, it was like, okay, the Bucks definitely not gonna lose. So with
Right.
FTR doing it, it was like, I mean,
they're trying to put careers. I mean, there was the room for doubt. Like they could just run the show at ROH.
and that's what I was thinking. It was like, okay, they might not be in AEW, but they can go to ROH
Yeah.
and
Like
just,
so like there was room for doubt there. The Bucks, like that was like, okay, no, they ain't losing that.
they're not losing that. No. But yeah, that was AEW
Yeah.
Dynamite.
It's a solid show.
It's a
And I
very
mean, hey,
solid show.
clearly like they already know that they need to bring it for the next, I don't know, month and a half, 2 months.
Yes. They know, especially too, with WWE having all eyes on them, especially with this whole will the sale happen, won't the sale happen, and everything. They
Yeah.
know that they're in the prime position to where, hey, if you want to check out some solid wrestling and some solid action, go on turn over to this channel.
Or as Brian Danielson put it, the only place where real wrestling is happening.
The only place where real wrestling is happening. Go on, come on over here this side, But I enjoyed it. Like I'm anticipating to see what's going to happen with this whole MJF and his challengers thing. I'm actually kind of anticipating to see who's going to get that belt off of Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, he's held it for a minute now.
Yeah, I mean, anticipating to see that. I want to know where this whole Jay White, Juice Robinson, Stark storyline is going to go. I want to also, and I'm intrigued. Like I'm still a little intrigued, but it's starting to lose my interest a little bit But I am still intrigued with this whole AEW Originals and the Outcasts. I'm still a little intrigued, but
Oh,
it's
I'm
slowly
intrigued.
starting to fade.
No, I'm still intrigued. I want to see when it inevitably falls. The
Yeah,
Outcast, I
so,
mean. And I
but
eventually want to see Britt Baker turn on Jamie Hayter.
yeah, that's definitely happening at
That's
some
probably
point.
going to happen after they beat the Outcasts.
I can see that. I can
Like
100% see that.
that night that they beat them or like settle the feud or whatever.
I can
Boom.
100% see that
Yeah.
because that relationship has definitely ran its course. It's definitely ran its course.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The
I
question
think
is, where does Rebel go?
with Britt.
Oh, obviously. I was just trying to be like, oh.
But the biggest thing is I want like AEW, Tony Khan. I don't know if you've ever watched us. If you do, whoever knows him, please, please do not fumble this whole BCC situation.
Oh, yeah. For the
I
love of God, man.
understand at some point the BCC got to get its comeuppance, but please, 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 do not fumble it.
No, it's eventually going to be the Elite, in my
I can see
opinion.
that.
Like,
I mean, and I'm fine with that.
Let's see here. It could be a blood and guts match, like BCC. It could be a 4-on-4 BCC, or they could get Daniel Garcia to join. That kind of ship sailed. That ship kind of sailed on there.
I can see a 4-on-4.
I can see a 4-on-4 blood and
Yeah,
guts, or
I
maybe
can
like
see
a
a
street
4-on-4.
fight or something.
Yeah, I can see 4-on-4. I can see BCC versus the newly formed The Elite, Bucks,
Yeah,
Kenny, Hangman. The problem
yeah.
is that where does that put the Dark Order? Because they was getting ran through by the BCC as well. So
And they brought back Stu.
and they brought back Stu. So
Yeah, that's a
where does
good
that put
point.
them?
I
But
don't know. But yeah, we can only wait and see. And like, they got a card to fill now.
yes, they do, and they got plenty of matches and plenty of ways this thing can go. So we'll just have to see.
What do they got? A month and a half?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Dynamite. ScooterRay,
Yeager
Yeager Bombastic.
Bombastic.
Shout outs to Juggs and shout out to Lip Dizzle.
Always.
You know, all that good stuff we like to say, like, subscribe, comment,
All that stuff down there.
subscribe. I ain't even put things at the bottom. Lord, I'm off. It's late, but there you go. Things at the bottom. Let you know to follow us on social media. But until next time, good people, you know, like we do, got to get that too sweet going. But you can't forget to tag out. Peace.
Deuce.
And of course, technology being technology.